What's up? So, I want to talk about something. I want to talk about relationships. I want to talk about how relationships work. My opinion, only just my opinion, okay? My point of view. So, we all know that times change constantly. With that being said, the time that I came from, born into 1970, is not that anymore. Okay? First thing I notice is technology. Technology has gotten very, very personal. Okay? Um, Something so exterior has been so evasive that it has gotten very personal. Very personal. I guess number two is the protests that women have made throughout the years. Um, it has been weird. It's the best word I can think of. It's weird. Weird as fuck. Okay? And I'm not the judge. I'm not the end of be all. I'm not to say whether this is right or this is wrong. I am not the one. I'm only voicing my experience. That's it. And then my point of view. Okay? It seems to me that it has always been a Cold War. And what I mean by a Cold War is not a war that uses exterior weapons. Okay? Let me break it down. I guess that would be a situation where in a war, when you use weapons, it's always going to be some type of explosives, some type of reaction after that. Okay? But what causes these reactions is basically fire. Okay? Explosions, which makes it hot. Now, I don't know why they call it a hot war, but that's what it is. Everything catches fucking fire. Okay? In this case, a Cold War would be interior, emotions, all types of strategic ways of mentally defeating a being, a person, or a race. In these cases, what I want to talk about today is gender. Okay? This Cold War has been going on for as long as I could remember, but in a different type of way. Okay? What I could remember looking back in the history of the era where I was born, the Cold War was basically white woman against white man. Okay? a white woman trying to liberate herself from her gender guardian, basically liberating themselves, and somehow the slave women or the master's slave daughters somehow got into this as if they wanted to liberate themselves from their race masters also. Okay? And with us as black men, we're not considered a master of our race. We're not considered even lords of our race at this time. We only are given a certain hand-picked, educated, drug dealt, however you want to gain your wealth. Those hand-picked are considered masters of their race. Okay? Now, with that being said, still we have women liberating themselves from the master. Okay, I'm pretty sure you're going to understand this shit after I'm done. If you don't, it's really a message for you. At this time, for these times. Listen, black men and black women have a bad connection. And when I mean bad connection, I mean to the point where black women do not look at black men as masters of the universe. Not all black men, only a few, which is dumb as fuck, because these few do not represent the many at all. They do not represent, nor do they even reach back, all the way back, go inside the system and become masters of them. They only become slaves, look smart because they're educated. Now, mind you, they're educated in the European systematic way. So was I. And now, we're represented as masters of our race. Black women don't respect that. Throughout the whole spectrum. Bad connection. When you educate one black person and the other does not take to the same system, then guess what you have? You have two at odds, divided, and they could be blood. They could be blood. I'll talk to you better here from this position than I would in front of you. Why? Because my aura intimidates damn near everybody I come in contact with. And it's not one of those things where I am trying to be a certain way. No, I have been refined to be a certain way. I've been refined through the upbringing and through my experiences, which just so happened to be womanology into a womanatic version of my life, where I say I've just been dealing with mostly women in my life. Okay? Very few men, but mostly women. So I could say I know about women. As a matter of fact, I was born in a house with 5 women. I was being raised by 5 women. My grandmother, 1 aunt, 2 aunts, 3, in an occasional 1 would come by. I would say 4, if that's the case, to be technical. But my point is the communication changed from when I was born to the present. And the communication has become more and more and more and more separated, staticky, divided as technology gets more advanced. You feel what I'm saying? The more and more technology comes into play, the more and more women want to liberate themselves because, one, the strength is in the mind, okay? And the mind can be programmed to pick up heavy shit now. When it used to be a woman depended on a man. And then you have to really ask yourself, what type of woman depends on a man to build some shit and declares, this is where I'm going to have my children and children and children after that. What type of woman has this power? Like, you have to really ask this question. And I would say one who communicates very well with their significant other. I mean, they think as one. Whereas black women have been tricked into 2 things: integrating their children with their children so their children can learn what your children know, take their abilities, turn them into skill, and then, hey, voila, skill over talent. And then 2, and that one is integration, okay? And then the 2, the next one, very unbelievable. But, you know, the first one in itself is just, it's got me thinking more about it. I'll have to go back to the first one before I give this the number 2, because the first one is very important. The first one is, you know, with integration, like more black men have fell under the system of integration than we all could shake a stick at. Or we all could go and see this for ourselves. You know, more black men have fallen victim to integration. Like, integration only helped those who were standing next to the master. That's it. Those who did not stand next to the master but stood on their own outside in the motherfucking fields, you know, that applied them to this systematic man-made law shit that's going on. Unjustified, unjust, period. It is fucking unjust. All the shit is a trick. Like, the law, it tricks you. It tricks you into thinking that you have free will, but your free will does not, well, your free will trespasses on another person's will. You feel what I'm saying? I know you're getting all this shit. And with all this being said, the communication with us, with black women and black men, have been separated to make black women think that they do not need that black spiritual power. They believe that they don't need that. They don't know. They don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to be mastered. They don't want to be refined. They want to be defined, confined in their own situation, where it is how they look, what they smell like, damn near what they think. They do not want to be refined, okay? And refinement takes you to stop fucking with your hair. Oh my God, stop fucking with your hair. And I mean all your hair, your whole body hair. Shaving legs and shit like that, I get it. I understand. It doesn't feel well in leggings or some shit. It's an uncomfortable feeling. I feel that. But to keep trying to justify your look and not try to appeal to a black man it is unnatural. Let me say it again. It is unnatural. Unnatural. It's unnatural. And if you don't realize it, black woman, that this is unnatural, then you are falling victim to an artificial situation that really got you thinking you sick. It got you thinking that you are damaged. It's got you thinking that you need this and you need that. And it is weird. It's weird as fuck, especially when you got shit sitting in front of you like vegetables or like shit, your mirror. You got things like this that reminds you of nature. You got the birds, you got the trees, you got the grass. I mean, it's so much remembrance to remind you that nature is healthy. Nature is stable. Nature is exciting. Nature is all the above in the epitome of living. Once you start going against nature, you would notice, once you start going against nature, your age speeds the fuck up. Your age speeds up. Like, you become older than what? You can live in a life. We all can live in a life where there is no worry. Sadness does exist, but excitement exists over sadness. Positivity exists over negativity. And as a matter of fact, negativity does not have to exist. It does not have to exist. When you are taught to believe this, then of course you're going to fight for it and not realize that you are the negativity. You are the negative punctuation in any situation that occurs. Somebody can say, there he goes. You run after him. You do not know exactly who is that. There he go doing what? First thought is to go to war. That's the first thought. This is what happens in the relationships between black men and black women. That type of overstanding where black women, they think that money, they think that a man having all this materialistic shit to hold their attention because that's all. That is the 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 the, the the function of a woman. This is how women function. Women function off their wants, what they think they need, and they call it a want, right? Okay, but this want, this need to have, it puts men in situations, different types of situations where they fight each other. They argue with each other. But it's funny because men, us as natural men, we have the ability to friend any damn body. Like, it doesn't matter what race. We have the ability to friend them and become brothers and bond as brothers. I mean, this is being shown in the military. Okay, it's being shown on police force. Any type of authority, it's being shown that men can come to each other in brotherhood and build in brotherhood and protect our families in brotherhood. When it comes to women, it is totally the opposite in these time and days. It's totally the fucking opposite. One woman wants to destroy another woman. How does she destroy another woman? By trying to seduce her man, break her family down, break her family home down. It has gotten to the point so bad that women are accepting the fact that we are side chicks. You are accepting and you are telling people that you are a home wrecker, and the wife now has gotten so used to it that she's looking at how the woman looks. She want to know what she smell like. She want to know how she dressed. She want to know where she get all her shit from. She want to damn near know all her friends and damn near become her friend. Okay? Cold War. This shit I'm saying, I know it's obvious, and I know it's real, and I know the truth hurts, and sometimes the truth feels good. But I just see something really weird happening in my life, to the point where, you know, I have baby mamas, but I have this one baby mama, and she is really live with it. Like, she is the epitome of all women that I have dealt with, basically. And all women have this one thing that they do, that they have all in common, and that's deny. They will go into denial, and even in a lie, if they lie, they live the lie. They believe the lie to the point they become the lie. And even as a man, you see right through this shit. You could see plainly she's lying. You cannot do nothing about it. Why is that? It's because you need the attention. Why do you need the attention? It's because she has a pussy. Whew. She's got a pussy. And we will listen. Men will listen to a woman talk for fucking 2 hours. And once she gives us some head, or she let us eat the pussy, or any type of pleasure we try to give to her and get pleasure out of it, everything she said it don't matter. None of that shit matters, because it's the pussy talking. That's just the way it is. And now you have men trying to be women and women trying to be men. Crossing the genders up is what it is. Gender crossing. women transforming themselves into men, and men transforming themselves into women with enough money, enough credit. All this magical shit is just beyond weird. Being able to change your gender, change your face structure. You are put inside of a system where you look one way and then you get another start if you have enough money and look another way. That's a new you. You change your name, change everything about you. If this ain't no alien technology shit, if this is not, if we don't realize that this is the alien era that we're sitting in, it's them showing us what they're capable of doing. I don't know what, but in order for them to become successful in achieving what their goals are, they have to defeat this certain power, and this certain power is it's our skills. Okay, we could take it's our talent and they turn it into skills. They write everything fucking down. They do math with it and calculate shit to get the carbon copy of that talent is what they're doing. And they can't get that if black people are unified to the point where we're using our own system according to the sun. Okay? I mean, that way. Yeah. According through bylaws, how the sun reacts and how we react to the sun. Dude, we don't go by that anymore. It's been cut off. Our attention is not there no more. Our attention is not there. It's here. It's right here. Yes, touchdown. And some of it is down there. You know, I'm like, wow. But they have made our eyes, took our eyes off this, and now we're here. We're paying attention to man shit, man laws. And for black men, they're not justifiable in integration. It does not apply. A lot of shit does not apply to us because of why we're here, how we got here, before we were fucking here. Good Lord, have mercy. Shit changes. And one thing is for sure, the relationship between the black man and the black woman have changed. The power is done for right now. There's no power in a black woman anymore. A black woman does not give power. She don't even hold power no more. Period. She's just only the example of what power could look like or what power can look like. That's it. That's it. She's just only a fucking example. Any power that she tries to exude forcefully, or hell, without even force, just try to exude it. She can't do it by herself. She can't do it alone. She need a black man to do it with. Not a white man, not a Puerto Rican man, and vice versa. Vice versa. Can't do it alone. So now, you just see a lot of examples walking around. Looking like a goddamn example. And us, black men, we're looking like targets. We fucking targets. You got expensive targets, and then you got targets that ain't even worth it. Target. So, number 2. They got mixed up in women's liberation. Like, black women did not need to liberate from black men or men, period. They needed to liberate themselves from the system. They needed to liberate themselves from the system. And the liberation had begun until these motherfuckers want to try to be friends with white ladies, trying to work for them, trying to help them, trying to raise their kids, trying to titty feed their kids. Like, black women did too fucking much, and don't even realize it, to the point where they do realize it, but they don't even give a fuck no more. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. These are scorned, raised, and born, already scorned women. Can I say one name? K. Michelle. Another one, Mary J. Blige. These women promote scornness and keeps the fire going for black women to stay at a goddamn mind state of being powerless. I mean, just listen to the fucking lyrics to some of these shits. They sound powerless. It sounds like they want black women to give up their power. Period. You know, by moaning and groaning and talking down to their own men, to their own black men. You know that black men we're not subject to fucking up our own women. We're not that way at all, dude. We're not by nature. We're not that way by nature at all. You see these motherfucking situations. You see these issues out here in the social scene, in the media, in workplace, in everyday life. You see these pressures that are put upon black men, and black women ignore this shit to the highest point where they think black men are supposed to take it. They think that this is natural for black men. This is the way life is. And that's bullshit. That is bullshit. It's bias. Because you're not supposed to be living the way you're living. Ass all out, fucking each other, letting black men rot in jail, homeless. You're not supposed to be letting this happen. Period. But knowing that you're a black woman, a black female with texturized hair, you still walk into the beauty salon store against all nature, against all natural feeling, and feel as though you're responsible to change the texture of your hair, like your hair needs to be changed. Like, if you don't find that weird as fuck, nigga, I cannot keep throwing bricks. If I get hit in the head with a brick one time, that's all it takes, nigga. Move, get out the way, go somewhere else. That's what it's really saying. That's what this whole situation is really saying. It's time to get off this fucking planet. Get off of it. It's time. The relationships between a black man and black woman has just, it's the earth dying. It's the earth. It don't have no more emotions. The emotions, once this relationship and this Cold War has broken every fucking means of communication, the earth loses its emotions. And we're going to see what happens. We're finna see what happens. We're finna see what happens. Some weird shit is going to happen. No doubt about it. And if it happens during my lifetime, I'll probably die of fascination. Death by fascination. You heard it. You heard it first. here by said Blaze. That's pretty much all I got. And I think I'm going to kind of leave the emotional videos alone for a minute. And I'm going to start going into my profession. I have 2 or 3 professions. And I want to introduce you guys to Back of the House. Is the next venture. And I'm going to start hitting on, the restaurant business and how it works, and, things that happen and things that should happen. You get the gist. And maybe I might throw in, some recipes and a little bit of cooking, possibly. But until then, every once in a while, I'll drop a jewel. But I'm going to be dropping a lot of jewels as far as the back of the house and what has happened, the changes that has occurred, all that good stuff. And then what's next, I don't know. Okay, yet. I don't know yet. But I appreciate you guys listening, and I appreciate all the support from the 2 viewers, 2 solid viewers. I really appreciate you. I hope that you could get some good insight, either off of me talking nonsense or if I make sense. I really appreciate the fact that you have gotten this far in the video and you are listening. That means you're looking for what I'm looking for. And basically it's free living for all, everybody on the planet. We have got to stop fucking up the water. Yeah, we have really got to stop fucking up the water. We have went from when I was born, free water, to all of a sudden we're paying for water. Like, we're paying for something that we need inside of our bodies, and you cannot live without. And then if you live in a low financial situation, you are forced to drink contaminated, refurbished water. Somebody tell me, please, how weird this is. Please tell me how weird this is. Like, why even a wealthy person, a rich person, a person with money would rather pay for water than to see anybody else get it for free? Anyway, it was cool talking to you.